Okay, so can you see my presentation? Hindi ko makita rin kung sino karon ng makita ang aking presentation. Hindi ko kamo makita. Ay, laptop lang gindara ko. Okay, so this topic will be intended for one-way ANOVA. So, amora istorya natin kadya. These are our objectives. One, identify what one-way ANOVA is and what it does. And then give the assumptions of ANOVA. Explain conceptually how an F ratio is derived. So in ANOVA, we are computing the F. So F tanang sa ANOVA. Interpret ANOVA results and then identify the different post hoc tests for ANOVA and write ANOVA results in APA format. So those are our objectives for today. So this is just a short discussion regarding ANOVA. I have only few slides for this, and after that we will have our workshop. So I am going to demonstrate again how to code and then how to compute ANOVA using SPSS. So what is ANOVA? ANOVA, or an one-way analysis of variance, is a statistical test used to determine whether there are significant differences between the means of three or more independent groups. So in the definition, we have to take note some of the important terms in this definition. One, the number of groups, and in the case of ANOVA, we are testing three or more groups, and specifically independent groups. When we say independent groups, there is a one whole big group, and then we just divide them into several groups to create subgroups, and then um, dito kita matugro kang aton nga instrument, and then after that ang mga mean kang different groups amura ang gina-compare natin. So number of groups, three or more for ANOVA, and it should be independent groups. That is for one-way analysis of variance, independent groups. Instead of comparing means of two at a time, just like t-test, ANOVA compares all groups simultaneously. So, ang ginaobra kang ANOVA, we are comparing the subgroups simultaneously. So, ang t-test natin, we are using t-test if we have independent groups and then two independent groups, and then for t-test, since nga darwa lang man ka groups ang gina-compare natin, so makita natin lagi, we can already see which of the groups differ from the other. Ang kay makita natin ang andang mean, darwa lang gina-compare natin. So it is quite easy to determine which group uh, perform better kag sino ang nagka-perform poor kay darwa lang man sanda. So may silad lang tawag natin sino ibalik ko anay. Okay, balik kita rin sa aton nga presentation. So again, ANOVA is used to test the difference of three or more independent groups. Why is it nga kinahanglan natin gamitin ang ANOVA instead of t-test? So the answer is that ANOVA compares all groups simultaneously. That means if we have several groups, we can only uh, test them simultaneously once. However, if we are going to use t-test instead of ANOVA, uh, like for example, if we have three groups, we are conducting t-test two times. That is A and B, compare A and B, A and C, and then B and C. So we are comparing, pag may tatlo, we are comparing um, kung tatlo ka group, tatlo man kita ka-compare, not two. We are comparing group A and B, A and C, and then B, C. So in that three groups, we will be conducting t-test three times para lang ma-compare kung diin ka to ang better kag diin ang um, ganti nami. So, why is it nga ginalikawan natin ra? Why is it um, we are doing away with that kind of analysis nga gina-compute natin ang t-test several times. Ang rason natin is that if we are conducting t-test several times in a particular group, no? Kung i-compare natin ang mga subgroups nga to using t-test alone, in the case kung may tatlo ka group, 3 times kita nag-conduct ang t-test, the the probability of getting uh, type 1 error naga-increase man tana. Kay ang first test mo, ginset mo ang probability natin nga ang type 1 error natin nga 0.05. After that, nag-test ko man. So 0.05 pa gito. Ang anang uh, ang anang type 1 error. Tapos pangatlo 0.05 pa git. That means if we are using t-test several times, so ang probability of getting type 1 error naga-increase man tana. That's why we do away with that kind of analysis. Okay, bahel ang type 1 error. So better that we will be using ANOVA. However, pero mamangkot ko hindi pwede. Pwede, pero ginado away gani natin because of that reason. Because of the reason that the type 1 error increases every time we retest kag i-compare ang mga groups. So, amo gidra ang main reason natin. Okay, next. If you have questions, kindly open your microphone and para ma-recognize ko. Next, the sample questions for ANOVA. Usually, we are used to construct questions specifically in our statement of the problem, SOP, statement of the problem. Nga, is there significant difference in the amukajai when they are grouped as two? Amura. But we can also, not all the time we are using that statement sa pag-construct ng ating question. So, it could be do students from 3 teaching methods, lecture, blended, and online differ in their test scores. This is one of the ways of stating our question. So, mabalik kita dito sa natin kay masilid pagin para nga hindi man mauyang anda oras. Okay, so amuya ang possible question. So this is one of the possible questions that we might answer using ANOVA. Do students from 3 teaching methods, ang methods nga gina-refer natin, lecture, blended, online, differ in their test scores. So here, the one big group, no, one big group ng mga students, i-compare natin, iharayan natin nga halimbawa ang A will be using traditional lecture, another group sa B, blended learning, and another group in C will be using online learning. And after that, we will compare their scores and determine which among these teaching methods increase the test scores of the students. So, amo ang one way nga mag-ask kita ng question. And then, when we will be using ANOVA, there are some of the assumptions that we have to satisfy first before we can use ANOVA, one-way ANOVA. One is independence, independence of observations, which means each participant should belong to one and only group. No repeated measures. So dapat ang test of ang independence of observation, that means kinahanglan ang turugruan mo kang imong instrument is kasra lang sanda mag-answer, hindi pwedeng more. Hindi pwedeng twice or thrice tanda mag-answer. So that is independence of observation. Sa diin pa natin pwede i-check. How can we check the independence of observation? So we can check the independence of observation in our methodology. Ginalantaw sa methodology kung kaysa methodology, dyan natin makita ang procedure, how the research will be conducted, how the data will be gathered. So one way to test the independence of observation or determine the independence of observation is to review the methodology, your research methodology, so that you will verify whether you will be having independent observations or dependent observations. So, mura, independence of observation 1. Another one is homogeneity. So, when we say homogeneity, the variances across the group are equal or approximately equal. So, para makita natin whether we have if the variances among the groups, across the groups, are equal, so we will be using Levene's test. What is good about it in conducting ANOVA in statistical software is that we can determine whether they have equal variances kay man naka-built-in rin ang Levene's test dito sa SPSS. So it is easy for us to determine whether they have equal variances using Levene's test. So amora homogeneity. And another one is normality. Scores in each group are approximately normally distributed. So normality, in the case of normality, we can test the normality of each group by una, we can plot we can make box and whisker plot to determine whether there are observations which will be considered as outliers. So may mga observation. So sa box plot nga makita natin if there are outliers. And if there are some outliers present, there are also ways on how to resolve that issue. One is to remove another one. Ang removal na check pa natin kung what is the effect of the removal of the outliers. So, or pwede man, we can also transform our data. So, transform our data, kung bukanta natin normal, skewed ang distribution, we can do several data transformation, and kung ganyan natin data transformation, sari-sari, we can have square root transformation, we have also log transformation. So, amora ang mga several ways to transform our data. So, after your data transformation, ang obrahan nimo pagikara is test whether the transformed data resembles normal distribution. So, kung wala pa gid, so no choice but to look for non-parametric equivalent of one-way ANOVA. So, amura ang sa case kang normality. Again, that is for plotting box and whisker plot. And aside from that, we can also test the normality of the data by using Kolmogorov-Smirnov and Shapiro-Wilk. So those are some of the tests for normality. F ratio is computed by dividing the mean square between and the mean square within. So, makita natin na karoon sa ating nga table. So, hindi mo para ma-picture out if you are not computing ANOVA manually, pero if you are computing ANOVA manually, makita natin na kung ano ang mean square between kag ano ang mean square within. So, this is the structure of our ANOVA table. So, in the first column, we have sources of variation. Diyan ang between groups and then within groups. Ang SSS na yan, sum of square between, and then SSW is sum of square within, and then SST, the sum of square total. We have also the column for DF. Ang sa babaw, that is ang K minus 1. So this is the degree of freedom, the numerator, degree of freedom in the numerator, n minus k, the degree of freedom in the denominator, or of the denominator, and then n minus 1 is the degree of freedom total, which means kung may 100 kabilog, so n minus 1, that will be equal to 99. And then we have here mean square. Amoy ang mean square between kag mean square within. I-divide ra, and then we will get f equals if we are going to divide the mean square between by mean square within, then we will get the f value. So this is the structure of our ANOVA table. And then to interpret ANOVA results, just like any other statistical test, we are looking for the p-value of our test. And again, if the p-value is less than 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis. And then if p is greater than or equal 0.05, therefore we fail to reject our null hypothesis. Then, if ANOVA result is significant, the next thing that we have to ask is which among the group significantly differ from the other groups. So, to determine that, we are conducting the post hoc tests. So, ma-decide kita which among the post hoc test ang gamitan natin. So, these are the common post hoc tests kag kung saan gamitan. We have the 2K. We use 2K if we have equal variances, and this is one of the most common post hoc tests. Then another one, we have Bonferroni. So this is conservative. Magkon kita nga ang magkon kita nga conservative, medyo guwatana ka just stricto. And then controls type 1 error. That's why when we are doing experimental research, no, ang mga experimental research natin bala kag nagayus ta na kang one-way ANOVA, if it is very alarming to have a if it is alarming to commit an error, so ang ginaobra natin ang isig gawa nga statistical post hoc test ang ginagamit natin. So one of those is ang Bonferroni. Another one is ang Scheffé. Amo tanaya ang amo yatang flexible, no, Scheffé. Usually ang darwa ang most common gid kadyang ginagamit natin, okay kag ang Scheffé. And then ang Games Howell tana ginagamit natin pag unequal ang variances. So ang Games Howell. So in our PSS, gina-check lang man natin siyang kung diin lang natin nga gamitin. No? Depende sa criteria. Yeah, like for example, equal lang variance natin, we can use 2K or Scheffé. Kung medyo kinahanglan natin i-control ang type 1 error, Bonferroni. Pag unequal ang variances, we will conduct Games Howell as post hoc test. And this is the write-up for ANOVA result. So this is the write-up for ANOVA result. So basahin ko. One-way ANOVA was conducted to examine whether students' test scores differed significantly across three teaching methods, lecture, blended, and online learning. The analysis revealed a statistically significant difference in test score among three groups. Tapos, ang ginaobra natin F, we have the degree of freedom in the numerator. Tapos, degree of freedom, ang 57 is the degree of freedom in the denominator. And then, equals 6.78, which means ang 6.78 is the value of our F. And then, P natin, 0.003. And so here, since this is experimental, we are also including eta square, which is 19. So, ang eta square ta na yan, aga-determine kung this is just like a coefficient of determination. How much of those factors really affect the test score? How much of those factors, kung i-combine natin ang bilog, ang tanan to nga factors, how much of those ang makontribute na sa test score? So, ang sabat, 0.19, which means 19% of the test scores is determined by the contributions of those factors. Amora ang eta square natin. This indicates that the type of teaching methods had significant effect on student academic performance with a large effect size. So, ang large effect size niya, ang kada, ano natin kadyang, ang mga coefficient of determination, may table man tana para to determine whether the effect size is small, medium, or large. So, ang marang coefficient of determination natin. Then, discuss ang post hoc comparison. Post hoc comparisons using, that's okay, SHD tests were performed to determine which specific groups differed. Results showed that students in a blended learning, may mean tama, actually sample lang man siya, scored significantly higher than those in lecture group. I-general ang means of the deviation with B. However, there were no statistically significant differences between the blended learning and online groups, nor between the lecture and online group. These findings suggest that blended learning may be more effective than traditional lecture-based instruction in improving students' performance. So makita natin, there are several parts in our write-up. First, the introduction of what ANOVA is, no? Kung diin ta naging gamit. Ang first nga statement natin, first sentence, introduction of ANOVA. And then in the second paragraph, Regeneron naka-include ang result kang ANOVA, whether it is significant or not. And then since it is significant, gin-discuss ang post hoc analysis. And then after that, ang ana implication. So these findings suggest that blended learning may be more effective than traditional lecture-based instruction in improving students' performance. So murang ana implication. So this is the sample write-up for ANOVA result. And this is the table for ANOVA. So, amo niya ang discuss natin kaina. Paano nabual ang F? Paano nabual ang F nga 6.78? Kung i-divide ang, actually, para mabual ang mga value nga dya, ang sum of square amoy ang gina-compute natin, ang DF amoy ang gina-determine. Ang 512.36 divided by DF nga 2 will equal to the mean square. So we have 256.18. So let us have, wala natin ang calculator. Check natin kung sakto. Walain ko lang ang aking calculator. So, din ito ang aking calculator.
Yes, sir.
Diyan. Okay, wait lang kay verify natin ang computation. Kung sakto o kung bagan. So, I have here my calculator and then another one ang GI natin. So, let us verify the values in the table kung sakto. Okay, so kita nyo ang aking calculator kag ang ating table. Okay, the sum of square between groups, sum of square between groups, we have 512.36 divided by 2. Divided by 2, ano ang answer na kadya equals enter. Or dya kita SD, it's 256.18. So amo yung 256.18 natin kung kita ninyo. So ang yaya, gin-divide ang darwaya 512.36 divided by 2 equals IMS. Mean square na is 256.18. Another one, ang sa within groups, kung i-divide natin, just sa ating calculator, we have 2,154.20 divided by 57 equals SD 37.79. So 37.79. Amorang kung paano balaan na ang mean square nga dya. So you have already the idea on how to compute the mean square. That's why when you are reviewing, when you are a peer reviewer and then if you are looking for the table, makita mo ra kung himu-himuan lang nandang table bala, kung himo lang ang table kag wala nagasan nanto kay sa mga values na karamay may ginhalinan ta na kon sa diin. Ang gina-compute lang actually ang sum of square, the rest kara mababaran from the pwede mo ra ma-create ang darwa ka bilog darwa ka column gina-determine siya, gina-compute ang sum of square, ang DF gina-determine man, pwede mo computean, pwede mo i-think lang. In this case, ang 59 ang n-1 kay ina, n nga bakal -1, population -1. So in this in this table, it indicates that there were 60 respondents. So may 60 respondents tana. Ang DF niya nga between ka dyan, this is k-1 number of groups. So there are 3 groups, -1, 2. So ang 2 na kadya, naga-indicate nga may -1 rin, there are 3 groups. And then, para easier mo mabul ang 57 nga dya, 59 minus 2 equals 57. So, amura ang system para easily recheck mo ang table kung sakto o kung bukan. And then, para mabuhay ang F value natin siya ay, ang 6.78, i-divide natin ang 256 by 37. So, kung i-divide natin we have 256.18 divided by 37.79. And we will get 6.78. So, may value rin ang F natin. Gin-divide ang darwa. Ang p-value ginalantaw sa table since if you are using softwares, so it is quite easy to determine the p-value because it is embedded in the result dito rin mantana sa result. So, easily natin makita. So, this is how one-way table is constructed. And then, wala naman. So, ma-workshop kita. If you have questions, you can ask questions. Balik na ako sa ating stop sharing ako anay. And if you have questions, you may also raise your hand para ma-recognize question or clarifications regarding one-way ANOVA. Questions, wala?
Sir.
Wala man. So,
Badlayan po, sir.
I think ma-demonstrate kita kung paano construct ang ANOVA natin para sa workshop natin. Or sino pang wala ka code kang ato nga data?
Yes, sir.
Tanan rin ka code? Or may dyan pang hindi ka maan mag-code pa? O kung na budlayan pa? Yes, ma'am? Nabudlayan ka mo? So, sige. Kadya, i-try natin nga liwanan. Hindi ka mo kasunod, nabudlayan ka mo kay hindi ka mo kasunod, kundi inon ka mo mapindot. Sige, actually, ang ano lang, mga practice-practicean natin. So, ano ako, lantawan natin, we have an activity for one-way ANOVA. Ipakita ko pagid how the data is coded. Ma-start kita sa umpisa. I think is share screen ko lang pagkikaroon na. Buksan ko lang ano yung akin nga data at actually yung among niya nga ating workshop. Okay, so again, this is our data for, kita nyo, same data kita, Jai, same ang aton nga data, pero we will try to recode this again para makita niyo kung paano ginaobra. So, okay lang, iliwanan natin ang coding na. Okay, ma-open ako SPSS and then ipang-code na kanya SPSS and then ang Excel ma-open man ako kang Excel para dali lang mag-code kang sa case kang variable natin nga text kag ang iba pa. Okay, so naka-open ako SPSS then ma-open pagid ako Excel kay kopyahan ko ang data dalhin ko sa Excel. Okay, so this is now my Excel and then ang data ko nga dyan, kopyahan ko lang, copy. So highlight, right click, copy. Then we go to our Excel, then paste. So this is now our data. Nabutang na natin sa Excel. Why is it kinahanglan natin nga ibatang sa Excel? Para hindi rin kita kamano-mano nga female, ano ang code natin kay ina to, ma-work kita with our data, our original problem. So, amo yung task natin. I-code. Male will be coded as 0 and then female will be coded as 1. Okay. So, pa-code kita kang variable natin nga sex. Instead of manually coding, kay kung mga hundreds o kung thousands yung mga data, badlay mag-code nga 1010. So, obrahan natin, among formula natin equals if, and then if ang female, so this is nasa A2 na A2 is equal sa female nga A2 gyapon, ang code na female will be 1 and kung Otherwise, 0. Kung maganda na ti female, so 0 ta na. Then, ang ubrahan na natin para ang reference na hindi mag-change. So, mahimo kita kang dollar sign. We put dollar sign between A and 2. And then, enter. So, female is coded as 1, then male is coded as 0. So, mura na, na-code na natin. Dali lang, di ba? Now, sa ating SPSS, we can open our SPSS and then we type under the name, sa column kang name, our variable, which is sex, and then label, same gyapon, sex. And then measures, it's nominal. And then in our data view, may column rin dyan kita for sex. And all we have to do is to copy ang coded data natin. Coded data, copy. And then i-paste natin i-adjust sa atin SPSS. So we have to paste it in our SPSS in the variable sex. And here we go. So we have now the variable sex in our SPSS. But since sex is nominal, so maagto kita sa, we go to the variable view and then we have to define our variables. So under values, so makita natin dyan, under values, i-code natin as value 0. 0, label na 0 is male and 1 female. And add. Then, okay. Next, magtupagi kita sa ating Excel. So, na-code natin ang variable natin nga 6. Next, since ang ating age is already in numerical, no? Since age is already in number, so copy lang natin kag dito kita karon sa SPSS ma-recode kang aton nga age. So age recoded. Karon ang obrahan natin sa in the SPSS. So for the meantime, we just have to copy these values, data for age, and then kopyahan ko dito ko ibatang sa next nga column. So, next column, i-paste natin yung age. So, variable natin, this is the variable for age and we have to edit lang ang andang information. So, name, age, label, age. So, wala kita tiubrahan kay man i-record pa natin ra. So, this row data for age. So, this is scale. Another one is learning style. So, balik kita sa Excel. And then, we are going to recode our learning style. Then, ang obrahan ko lang is to insert a column para sa ating learning style. So, insert. So, may rin ako, may column for the learning style. So, we have to recode this learning style. So, i-recode natin. Here, it is quite easy to manually recode because nakapasunda na auditory, tanan, tapos visual, tapos tactile. But there are times nga nakasamo-samo. That's why kung nakasamo-samo, pag kung more ang categories, it is quite difficult to code it manually. That's why kinahanglan natin ang functions kang Excel. So here we have again the if function. If ang D2 is equal to D2, tangan na natin kang dollar sign sa between D kag 2 sa pangaruang D2. And then i-recode ka na natin as 1. It's auditory. If not, insert pa kita kang if function if D2 is equal sa Jai visual, which is D10 dya, batangan lang natin kang dollar sign. Pagid, i-recode ka no dya as 2. Otherwise, kung bukan ta nati auditory, bukan ta nati visual, i-recode natin ta na as 3. Then, i-close na natin ang mga parentheses, kag enter. Then, check natin. Okay, so, ang siya nga aton nga, aton nga data, na-code rin natin. So, butulin na natin. Okay, so na-code rin, auditory coded as 1, visual coded as 2, file coded as 3. Then, copy again the coded data, and then paste it sa aton nga SPSS. So, here in our data view, we will be pasting our raw data, coded data for learning style. So, I already pasted the data in the variable view. I'll just define my variable. So this is learning style, ls for learning style, and then in label, i-write ko lang fully. So learning style. And then here, learning style. And then this variable is nominal. So, i-save ko lang. No? Save ko lang base dura karon. So, save. Hindi. Save out. Uri. So, butang ko lang sa desktop ko anay. So, Sanchez. Richel. This is Anuva. Butang ko lang sa desktop para makita ko lagi. Desktop. Okay, save. So, na-save ko rin. Then, balik lang ako sa data. Next variable. Ano ang next variable natin? Ang tawag natin. Next variable is family income. So, family income, naka-raw data pa dyan. So, copy na natin. Copy. And then, paste it sa aton nga SPSS. So, every time we paste our data, nagagto kita sa data view. And right-click, paste. Then, define our variable. So, this is family income. So, family, FI lang butang ta. Then, full name sa label. Family income. This is scale, mga number pa siya. So, say, Control S, save. O kung pwede man, pinduton ng icon for floppy disk for save. Okay, next. Na code rin natin ang text, na-copy ang age, na-code ang learning style, na-copy ang family income. So here, puro rin siya numerical, no? Puro rin numerical. So it is quite easy nga no need to code rin yung mga raw data natin kay mga numerical rin ang mga scores natin sa English, Science, Math, Entrance, Aptitude, Pre-test, Post-test. So, highlight na natin. We just highlight this data and then save. Wait lang. Highlight and then control copy. Control C. copy. Then we go back to our SPSS data, view, then sa first natin column, next column natin, then here we have English post test. So just sa Excel natin, ang label na madali. So copy ko lang anay, i-adjust sa piyak. Before ko i-paste, right click, paste, transpose. Para makita ang aya English, Science, Math. Kaya ang purpose ko, i-paste lamang dyan sa ato niya SPSS under variable view. So highlight ko lang sa padalam, right click, paste. So hindi ka rin ka-type. Dyan pwede natin bitangan English. Ayan, English. Kung yung gusto mo, Science, Math, Entrance Test, ET lang abi, Aptitude Score, AS, Pre-Test, Gag, Post-Test. Then, tanan sanda, scale, 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 then last scale. So, para i-save again, to save again your data, so dyan kita maagto sa floppy disk, pwede man, or Control S, or dyan sa floppy disk, right? Click, and then save rentana. Now, in our task, so kinahanglan natin i-recode ang age nga 25 and below kano code as 1, ang 2, 26 to 30, and 3, above 30. So, sa murang case, we have to transform data, and then under transform, recode into different variables. So, recode into different variables. So, magwa ang ay, ang target natin is age. So, we have to recode the age. Pasidlan natin ang age sa box. Then, name ang variable. So, we have age underscore R. Para lang natin this is age underscore R recoded age. Then, click change. Then, old and new values. So, here, we have to define 25 and below, range lowest true value. So 25. Value, that is 1. Then add. Next, we have here 26 to 30. So dyan 26 to 30. So mabalik kita dyan. Range 26 through 30. Then value, that will be 2. Then click add. And last, range through highest. So above 30, it starts with 31. So 31, value, we have 3. And then add na code rin natin ng age 1, 2, 3. Then click continue. And then okay. So if we check our data, may makreate ta ng another column, that is column for age recoded. And here in the age recoded, we have to define our age R, age underscore R under values. So, kaina, the way we recode it, minimize ko lang anay. So, Here, under age recoded, age underscore R, values, we have 1, recoded 1 as 25 and below. And add. 2 is the code for 26 to 30. Then add again, and then last 3 is coded as above 30. Above 30, nag-start kita sa 31. So, 31 and above or above 30. Then add, then click OK. So, na-code rin natin ang age. Sara lamang ang income. Family income. Same ang obrahan natin. So, we go to transform, recode into different variables. So, may age dya, i-remove lang natin. Isla natin kang family income. So, family income. Family income name, FI underscore R. So, that is family income recoded. Family income underscore R. Para ma-distinguish natin ang original natin nga data sa recoded nga family income. Next, click change. And then, old and new values. So, again, same ang ubrahan natin. 20 and 20,000 and below. So, aim, range through lowest. So, that is 20,000 and below. Amora buat tambalan. Ang mga ano natin kay inadya, i-remove natin anay, i-clean natin anay. Remove, remove. So, liwatan natin. So, we have here range through lowest, range lowest through value, we have 20,000. So, 20,000 and below will be coded as 1. Then add. Next, 21 or 20,001 up to 30,000. So, range, we have 20,000 20,001 through 30,000. Value, this is 2. Then click add. And then last, we have range value through highest. So, ma-start kita sa, ang above 30,000, that means 30,001 and above. So, or above 30,000. So, ma-start na sa 30,001. Next, value, that will be 3, add, and then continue. Then, okay. So, we recoded our income. Then, it's nominal. And then, i-define naman natin ang values. So, we have to define the values. We have 1, value 1. This is coded as 20,000. Pwede mabutangan natin ka PHP. PHP para peso. 20,000 and below. Add. Okay, next, we have 2. Label natin, we have 20,001 PHP 20,001 up to PHP 30,000. Then add. Next, we have 3 that is above PHP 30,000. Then add, then okay. So, para hindi madura, click save. Now we have already our data and we are now ready to analyze our data. So here, our task is to answer several questions. May mga question. Is there a significant difference in English, Math, Science scores when they are grouped as to learning style and age? So, pwede kita simultaneously, pwede kita conduct ang English, Math, Science as to learning style. So, in this case, learning style, we have to recode our, we have to use our learning style recoded. Ay, learning style nominal lagi. So, para sa age, amo to ang recoded nga data ang natin ang i-process. So here, a learning style, English, Math, Science. So we go to analyze, then compare means, then we select one way ANOVA. So in the dependent list, we have to move English, Math, and Science scores. So you have English, Science, and Math scores in the dependent list box. And then factors, ang factor natin, we have learning style. So here, na-code naman natin ang learning style as the factor. Then, options, kung gusto natin makita ang descriptive. Then, continue. Options, we have here homogeneity of variance test. So, pwede man natin kita, homogeneity. Kung natin naka-embed mo dyan, continue. And then, i-okay lang natin. Okay. So, here, in the result, we have here the result, the mean, and one, two, three. So, English, 1, 2, 3. Wala pa natin na code ang alakang English math natin nga data as to wala natin ma-code. 1, 2, 3 gyapon. Learning style. So, nalipatan natin i-code ang ating learning style. So, mabalik kita na dyan. Learning style, i-code natin. So, here, code ang learning style, nalipatan. 1 will be coded as auditory. Add. 2 will be the visual. Add. And then 3 will be the tactile. Then, add. Then, okay. Save natin para hindi madura. Then, repeat the analysis. So, in our output, if you want to delete the output, pwede man magto ikaw dyan sa leftmost, i-highlight, then control delete. So, gadura lang man. Para clean lang ang aton nga data. So, we go to analysis, compare means, one-way ANOVA. Hindi ka rin hindi ka rin kang repeat kang pagsilid ka mga variables kay dyan lagi, okay lang. But this time, our learning style, the category for learning style is already identified. So, maagto kita Okay man ang Levin's test na bagkan man ti significant. Magto kita sa ANOVA result. So, we have English, Science, Math. Tatlo gid sanda, puro gid may significant difference. So, since nga okay man ang andang homogeneity, so ah, pwede kita kagamit kang 2K o kung Shifei, pwede kita kagamit ka to. Hindi lang Games Howell, kaya ang Games Howell para sa unequal variances. So, next, maran kita. Analyze, repeat ang analysis, compare means, one-way ANOVA, post hoc. So, pwede kita check ang Shifei kag 2K. Then, continue, then okay. So, Jairon, sa English, no, sa English din ang may significant difference. So, manotice natin dyan, auditory visual. So, auditory versus visual 0.014, which is less than 0.05, significant. Auditory tactile may significant man. Visual kag tactile wala. So wala ta na ang visual kag tactile. So darwa lang. Auditory visual, auditory tactile. So amura ang may significant difference. Tawan natin sa anang mean. Ano ang diferensya sa auditory visual kag auditory tactile? So makita natin sa mean that the score, English score is for auditory is just 75, while visual kag tactile 82 and 85 respectively. That means ang mga students sa nga may auditory nga learning style is naga-perform sanda poorer kumpara mo sa visual and tactile. But visual kag tactile no significant difference. Same man sa science, no? Ang auditory na bagid and amo man sa math line 7 na tan. So this is how we interpret the result. Okay. Another one, i-analyze natin ang math science pagid, score sa math science kag English according to age pagid. But this time we will use age recoded. So we have to go to analyze, compare means, one-way ANOVA. Then, sa factor, isla na natin, i-change natin kang age recoded. So, just sa dalam, age recoded. Then, bisan din natin pag i-change, may post hoc kayo na to. So, we are expecting that the post hoc analysis will be generated again. So, click OK. Descriptive, ang 25 and below, medyo na ba across the three subjects. So, lang tawon natin kung significant o kung bakan. And it's significant. 0.03 para sa 0.003 for English, 0.01 for science and mathematics, 0.017. Again, same ang result. Nabagid ang mga younger respondents, ang may age nga 25 and below, they perform poorer compared to those respondents nga older gawa. So we have 26 to 30 and above 30. So permigid ang mga younger, no?